All right, everybody. It's Gangsta Talk coming up right now. This is a doubleheader on the Ebony Star Network. After Gangsta Talk, we will be going into Ladies' Night. But for right now, let's enjoy Gangsta Talk. Come on, Dame, hit it.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting crazy for the 9 bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. You know, shoot the game, going for mine. Alright. And this is the year when sad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark this slide, kick the reel. Bang them out. With all this chaos in the realms of the street, your local street dog got to make ends meet. The average Jew's far too slow for the skeleton pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfucker, thing. Why I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, cookies cooking, beats copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that used to live in riches, now a stick kid. Caught up in the ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas quit to stay alive. Peeling caps while I laugh. In the stats, the foe in the half. Remy in the glass, off the room, then I blast. They wanna confine me, sneaking from behind me. Bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player. Hey, I don't wanna see that. They rather see it spray. But I'm like this, a terminator, squeeze the lead off. Using verbs and nouns like rounds to blow your head off.
Blow your head off.
Heating up blocks, investing in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get cream and ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I get down for mine.
Down for mine.
I hear you wanna be a play. I ain't some place to bet. Let's play game, a real nigga roulette. When this a DOA, is I spray the melee. Contact and punctuation is compared to AK. With a J, only dose for pure funk. I'm fucking off like time again. The car was a blue smoke. Decapitated rappers in my trunk. I'm sick, pumping swamp, bouncing with my click, popping nigga jump. When these clowns be zigzagging, when you talk about playing keys, come on, you're nigga bragging. I'm blasting off waste, making dollars, believe what you see. I was packing with jumping like cheerleaders. Ain't nothing paid, still the same in the game. I'm all for banging these out, playing. Y'all have forgotten from the start. Sipping vintage wine, eating out. I'm phenomenal from the abdominal. Comical lyrics, like barnacle. I'm bringing the drug to the street with techniques and rolls and bleach. Ain't nothing to so I'm poetically I'm people like Coke and lyrics shine like fish. I got the at the broken point showing no signs came down. Let them know I get down for mine. I get down for
All right. It is Gangster Talk. What's up, everybody? Shout out to the E Nation showing up for support. Supermart and T in the building. What's going on, everybody? This is Gangster Talk. How's everybody doing? We are in a doubleheader. This is the first show up, Gangster Talk, part of our new E Saturday for the E Nation. Ebony Star Network, hard at work, trying to make things better, trying to improve. We will continue to do so with your support. Thanks for showing up, everybody, and let's get on with the show. You saw the topic. We dare to talk about it here on Gangster Talk. because we want to get down to the bottom of this. You got sissy bims and man queers, and I hate to keep bringing these guys up, but they just won't stop. At every turn, they want to make things bad for black women. Well, we're going to keep combating that. We're going to keep fighting against that. Now, one of the things they say, and a lot of them say this, and they use this as a reason not to protect black women. And now that's also trickled down to the children because they blame them not protecting their own children on black women as well. Okay? So here it is. Let's explore this topic. Do black women unnecessarily put the lives of their husbands, boyfriends, brothers, fathers, uncles, grandfathers in danger? They say a black woman is a troublemaker. She goes out, she starts trouble, then she runs home to get her man, her husband, whoever, whatever man she can find, brings him back to the scene. That man does something unconscionable or something he shouldn't be doing. Next thing you know, he's either dead or in jail. And they have several situations that they use to blame this on black women, such as the brother who was murdered over the parking spot. Now, my take on that was the reason why the brother died is because he didn't finish the job. He didn't do it right. I would have knocked the white boy unconscious, but that's just me. You always have to assume when white people come up to you all gully like that, they are packing people. Understand that going forward because they're cowards otherwise and they would never face you like that. They only come up to you being gully and tough and all that. It's because they are packing. And they're trying to get you in a situation where they can shoot you. Now, that white man knew full well that that man will come out and try to defend that woman. That's what they want you to do. That's why they scream on the black woman because 9 times out of 10, they have no fear of the black man being armed. So the white boy knew what he was doing. My only issue is the brother didn't come at it right. He should have knocked that white boy unconscious. But that's just my take on it. But they say the woman in that car got that brother killed. That she put his life in danger, even though when he came out of the store, he saw a strange white man screaming on his woman with the child in the car. And he went to take care of that as well he should have. I would have done this. Well, I would have done that the exact same thing. I would have been much worse than him. The white boy probably wouldn't be here by now, but that's just my take. But I would have did the same thing. I would have went out to the car and I would have dealt with that situation. As any man should. You come out the store, you see some man screaming on your woman in the car with your children. You have to deal with that. But was it the woman's fault that he died? Doing what a man is supposed to do? No. Not in my opinion, it wasn't. You have to understand something, brothers. Our women and children need protection. And when you have situations like that, you have to go deal with those threats. You don't want nobody trying to hurt your wife or your child. So you as the protector must deal with that. That is up to you. Now, some of us know how to properly deal with situations like that, and some of us don't. Apparently, that brother, unfortunately, didn't know how to neutralize that threat properly. And he allowed that man to reach for his gun, which he should never have allowed. Okay? If you're going to deal with a threat like that, you make sure that threat is down and it isn't moving. But Unfortunately, the brother lost his life. In my opinion, doing something that a man should do, protect his women and children. Now, the sissy bims say he would be alive if he didn't have to protect that woman. He would be alive if she didn't have an altercation with the white boy. But you see, here's the problem. The woman was minding her own business. The white boy came up to her and started banging on the car because he had an issue with somebody parking in a handicap space. Now, I don't understand the law. The law doesn't say anything anywhere to where you have a right to become a parking attendant and take the law into your own hands. How is it that no one said anything about him taking the law into his own hands? He's not a parking attendant. He didn't even work for that store. He's not a police officer. He's not even a security guard. He's just a regular citizen arguing over a parking space. And one could probably say also that he was trespassing. It wasn't his property. But then again, it was a public store, serving the people. So he had a right to be there. So they get around the fact that he took the law into his own hands by saying, well, he had a right to be there. Well, so did the black couple. They had a right to be there too. Just because you have a right to be somewhere doesn't mean that you should take the law into your own hands. Again, that white boy was not a parking attendant, nor was he's a security guard. He wasn't even employed there. He's not a police officer. Understand something. When people come up to you and bark at you and tell you shouldn't be doing this and that, if they're not police officers or security guards actually are employed there, you are under no legal obligation to comply. No one could just come up to you and bark at you and tell you what to do and tell you where to go. You are under no obligation to comply. If they're not a police officer, if they're not employed security that works for that particular place, you're under no obligation to comply. So the white boy was neither a security guard, a parking attendant, or a police officer. Same thing with the girl at Walmart. When the white man came up to her and started screaming on her when she was pregnant, she's under no obligation to comply. He's not a police officer. He's not a security guard. We have to understand something. We got to keep these things in perspective. These people wasn't law enforcement of no kind and had no jurisdiction at all or any authority to tell someone to do anything. Let's keep that in mind. Let's not skip over that. And then we say things like, oh, she should have kept her fat ass in the car. What about he should have kept his punk ass away from her? Again, he is not a security that works there. He's not a police officer. He's not a parking attendant. He doesn't work for Walmart. He's just a regular citizen that should mind his own damn business and does not have the right to go walking around a parking lot barking at people. So in that situation, the brother had a gun. If y'all remember the situation in the Walmart parking lot where the pregnant woman was teaching her daughter how to drive, and she was met by some old raggedy white man who started screaming on her, and the brother came to her rescue. Now, a whole bunch of punk, sissy bims, and manuscripts talking about, well, he should have kept her fat ass in the car. You see, they're cowards, right? Because they're looking at it like this here. She put my life in danger. Now, there were situations where a woman was either attacked or said something to a man and then went back and got her husband or her significant other, and he came back and death ensued. I believe there's two examples we can bring up right away. Like one happened where there was an altercation and the man was killed by the boyfriend. And then there was a situation where a man tried to grope a sister. She went back and got her husband. He came back and the man killed both of them. shot her 3 times, and killed him too. So let me ask you: are black women unnecessarily putting the lives of their men or the men in their lives in danger? I guess some of us can say, in some cases, maybe, but in most cases, no, because the men are supposed to protect the women in their family. Now, there are some sisters that I've seen that maybe started an argument that they shouldn't have, and then went and got somebody and got someone else killed. I've seen that. And in that case, I thought the sister was wrong because she did get another man killed after an argument she started with someone. But do black women overall put the lives of their husbands and the men in their life in danger? I would have to say no, because it's the man's job to protect the women in his life. So if somebody is screaming on your woman, that's a threat. As a man, you have to neutralize that threat, especially if you have children in the area. Like in case, I believe the guy's name was McGowan, right? The one who was murdered over the parking spot. He had children in that car. He comes out, he sees some white man at that car screaming on his woman with his kids in the car. What do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's supposed to do? Like I said, I would have done worse than that. The white boy lucky I wasn't there. It would have been a lot worse than that. Trust me, I'd have made sure he wasn't moving. I may be in jail today, but I would be alive. I guarantee you that. Understand you have to neutralize the threat completely, though. But is this a situation? Is it a situation? Now, I want to hear from some brothers. We got any brothers in the chat? Hold on one second. I can't see the chat. Dame. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if my co-host is.
Hey, sorry. Okay.
Who's in the chat?
Emmanuel Briggs, Yvette, Auntie.
Any brothers in there? You see the is Hassan? Is Hassan in there?
No. Morris Anthony, Emmanuel Briggs, and
all right, put the link in the chat. Okay. Any brothers want to come on up with me and chill out? I want to get your perspective. Do you think, or type in the chat how you feel? Do you think that black women are putting the lives of black men in danger unnecessarily? Do you think that black women are going out there starting trouble and running back to get their husbands and running back to get their men to do battle for them? Like, let's take a situation. If your woman is in a situation out by herself, right? And she gets into an argument with a man, and then she runs all the way home and says, honey, this man did this to me, this man did that to me. At that point, do you go back and you deal with that man, or do you say, let it go? Right? Now, let me tell you what I would do. If the man did not hurt my wife, right, what I would do is I would take it under advisement. I said, okay, honey, you're home safe now. He didn't put his hands on you, did he? All right, let me know who he is. And what I would do is the next time my wife goes somewhere, I would be with her with that information in my mind to see if this man going to try anything else. Now, if he put his hands on my wife, then I'm going to have to deal with that. Yeah, I'm going to go back there and I'm going to handle it. But if we didn't hurt her in any way, which is an argument or whatever, okay, I'm going to file the information in my head, take in what she says, and just be more alert that the next time she goes out, I'm going with her. especially if she's going to be in a situation where this type of man may show back up. I'm going to make sure I'm there. And if he got the guts to do something, say something to my wife while I'm there, then he's going to deserve everything I'm going to do to him. But again, if he put his hands on her and hurt her in any way or tried to grope her like that, see, understand something, people, brothers. If your woman comes back home and tell you that she's been groped or a man put his hands on her and forced himself on her, man, get your burner. Don't come back without a burner. Okay? That one brother came back with his girl and he was unarmed. What is that? What was that?
Sorry about that.
Just go on mute, Dane. So, yeah, and so in that situation, right, your woman come back and say, well, this man forced himself on me. He touched me in areas. He violated her, basically, right? So that's a gunfight. Understand that if you go back, you're going into a gunfight. So be prepared. Don't show back up on some tough man shit talking about and huffing and puffing. Because people will let the air out of your chest. It's called a hole. So you can come back huffing and puffing with your chest all out with a bunch of air, but a hole to take care of that air. You understand what I'm saying? So don't come back huffing and puffing. Come back ready. See, my situation like that, if my wife was groped or he forced himself on her, I'm coming back ready. I'm packed, everything. And she's staying in the car. I'm going to deal with him one-on-one. And I'm going to be ready. I'm not just going to sit there and not be armed. Because you have to understand something. A brother that does something like that, right, he's armed. He believes nothing is going to happen to him, so he's armed. So you have to take that into consideration that he's armed. To do something crazy like that and not care who she brings back with her because he believes that he has an equalizer. So you got to make sure you bring your equalizer. See, to me, in these incidences, right, the brothers wasn't thinking properly. And I understand that they were upset and they let their emotions get the best of them. But in a situation like that, you got to be cool and calm under pressure. Yes, this man violated your woman. I understand that's your heart, but you got to be cool. Why did he do that? He did it because he thought he can get away with it because he feels that he has an equalizer, an answer for anybody that she brings back with her. See, at that point, you have to think about that and you have to make sure that he doesn't have an answer when you show up. You understand? And so in that situation, he got him and his girl killed because he wasn't prepared. You have to understand something. You're dealing with a man who believes that he has an answer for you. So he's not afraid of who she's going to bring back. You got to keep that in mind. And so him not being properly prepared for the encounter, he got himself killed and he got his girl killed. So in that situation, he failed to protect his woman and he failed to keep himself alive. That's a time where you don't let your emotion get the best of you. You think about the situation. Okay, this man just violated my wife with no care in the world. He has to be packing. He has to be. You can't show up thinking that this man isn't packing. Why on earth do you think he did that? He felt that he could do it. And if anybody's stepping away, he has an equalizer. He has an answer. that's usually a gun. So you have to assume that he has a burner on her. And so you have to show up making sure you have that in mind and properly ready to deal with that threat. So, in the McGowan case, again, I don't blame the woman. And I don't want to sound like I'm blaming him, but, he didn't neutralize the threat. He should have made sure that that white boy was unconscious, at the very least. And as far as the brother who got killed and got his girl killed, who got groped, now, was she in the wrong for going back to get her husband? No. That's her husband. That's her man. That's her protector. Let me explain something to you. If it's our duty to protect our women and they need protection, they're going to come and get us because we are their protectors. They will come and get us. They need to be protected. Hold on one second. Oh boy, I have an issue. Dang.
Yes.
I need you to take over for me real quick. I got an emergency I got to take care of.
Okay.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay. So, suspects at it again. They trying to blame black women and, and saying we're the reason we're putting our men in danger. We're not putting men in danger, and the way they stating it, we do something, and then we go get one of them to defend us. No. One, we don't start nothing. We don't create anything. And two, as one of our view says, we don't come running to you. You're not our man. We come running to our man if it's something we feel he should handle. But for the most part, as Briggs was saying, we usually the ones that try to keep stuff like that from happening. We be the voice of reason. No, baby, it's not that important. But and men are doing what they naturally do. They defend their family. They seen somebody attacking their family. So what you're trying to say, you gonna sit on the sidelines and let some stranger attack your wife and kids? So you because you're afraid to die? You okay with them being hurt or dying?
Well, damn, it's like I said, right?
Mhm.
The woman is doing okay. If a man attacks a woman, like for example, the guy who got himself killed and got his girl killed, right? Was his woman right for going to get him? Absolutely. A man violated her. He groped her. He did all these things against her. He violated her. And so she went back to get her husband to deal with it. Why? Because he's a protector. Now, as a man, when that happens, you can deal with it several ways. I think both of these brothers, in my case, didn't deal with it the correct way, and both of them lost their lives. As far as the situation with my woman being groped, see, I would have came back shooting. There wouldn't have been a conversation. There would have been, honey, stay in the car. Where is he? Point him out. That's him over there. Okay, I got him. Call the police and the ambulance. I get out of the car. Yo, man, what's up, man? Boom, 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 boom. We're not talking. You violated my woman. I'm coming back and I'm shooting. I'm not going to give you a chance to shoot me. And then we'll deal with it in court if you're alive. Because I'm gonna tell you what's going through my mind. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Am I
can hear
coming
you.
through?
Yeah, you're
So I'm
coming
gonna tell you
through.
what's going through my mind, right? If you had the balls to grope my wife and violate her like that, then the first thing in my mind is that you packing heat. So if I show up, you're not gonna talk. As soon as I open up my mouth and say something to your wife, missing my wife, whatever, I'm assuming you're gonna shoot me. So when I show up and deal with this threat, I'm shooting first because I'm assuming that you're packing. You wouldn't have the guts to do that otherwise. So when I come back, when I come to the scene, I'm busting, and we'll deal with the smoke later. But I guarantee you, I'm going to be the one standing, and I'll deal with the consequences that comes after. As far as the McGowan case, was that the black woman's fault? No. Was he wrong for going to the defense of his women and children? Absolutely not. I told you, Mom, I believe his only mistake was that he didn't knock the white boy unconscious. What are some of the brothers saying in the chat, Dan?
Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Not right. Not anything really. I think they mostly listen. Briggs said he's gonna be right back. Overall, no one, but there are exceptions. That was way back when you first was talking.
Hmm.
Uh huh.
Right, because they're trying to say that black women, when they go back and get their husbands or their boyfriends or whatever, that they're wrong for doing so, and they're putting up. But again, we are their protectors. They're supposed to come back. Who else they're going to get? I guess they want them to get the white men. They want them to get the police. Okay, that was interesting. Now, who is that? Name is two of you up here. Okay, something is not right.
They both.
Huh?
I said they both may have to go do something. I didn't want to lose the uh, conversation. I'll be right back.
All right. All right, and so we are talking about are black women putting the lives of black men in risk or in danger unnecessarily? I say no. I say that the men are doing what they're supposed to do. Now, it's unfortunate that some lost their life because they didn't make the right decision when they came to protect their women. But I don't fault any of them from coming back to protect their women. Even the brother who got killed in cold blood, it's unfortunate what happened to him because he made the wrong decision. But I don't fault him for going back wanting to defend his woman's honor. Now, sometimes you have to be practical, okay? But you got to be careful too, because women, they get emotional, and sometimes they don't understand being practical because they're all in the emotion, especially when somebody violates them like that. Like I said, you got to be. If you are man enough to do that to my woman, then I'm going to assume you have an arsenal with you, and I'm going to be armed accordingly when I come and I deal with you. So I'm not going to let you get away with that. You're not going to think that you can do this to women and get away with it. there's going to be an answer. Now, people say violence isn't the answer, and I agree. But sometimes people give you no choice. Some people need to be dealt with. Some others need to be taught a lesson. You don't violate someone's wife and get away with it. We shouldn't have a situation where our women can't go to the store or they can't go out with their friends and they have to worry about being violated. Make no mistake, groping a woman against her will, putting your hands on her body against her will is a violation. You violated her. And if that's somebody's wife, that husband has every right to deal with you. Now, do men, I'm sorry, hold on one second. Well, yeah, Belmore, if you fight yourselves, you're too masculine.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Bro, speak is up. Hello, bro.
Come on
Speak.
up.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Oh, nothing much. Well, it's an interesting topic. My opinion on it is most don't, but there are some that will. Some of it is not intentional, and some of it is intentional. It just,
Mm-hmm.
because I've known some females who literally got some dude because they started some mess with another guy and brought another dude in to deal with it, and then now they're fighting while she's sitting back. One of my brother's friends was killed over a female.
Mm-hmm.
So, does it happen as much as some of these some guys say it does? No, but does it happen more than what other people want to believe? Yes. So that's where the issue comes in, is that it does happen. Now, for I guess we're talking about that guy that went to defend his wife from that white guy, and the guy that went to confront the guy who broke his fiance.
Yes, yeah, we were using them as examples. Among others, we had a few more that we was going to talk about too. And I
Right.
was giving my take on those two. I totally agree with their decision. It's just that, in my opinion, both of them went about it the wrong way. Had they went about it the right way, they both would be alive today. I think the latter brother, who was killed along with his girlfriend or wife that came and got him, he let his emotions get the best of him. He wasn't thinking clearly. Think about something, right? If a man has the balls to grope your wife in public and not give a damn, he's packing. He's packing. You have to assume that.
Yeah.
You just can't run down on You just can't run down on him because you're emotional. You have to assume that he has an equalizer.
Right.
So there's a way you approach that. In my opinion, I would have came shooting, and I would have dealt with the aftermath later.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the McGowan situation, he didn't render that man unconscious, and in my opinion, that's what cost him his life.
Yeah.
That man should have been rendered unconscious. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. And remembering that one, yeah, he should have. I mean, should have came with a weapon. Absolutely, because like you say, that especially with white boys, yeah, you better always have a piece. Should have put a gun to his head, take all his weapons, and go from there. But like you said, when you in the moment, you're not thinking. Now,
Mm-hmm.
so the other guy who got shot with his fiance, he died.
I
He ended up
believe he
dying.
did. Yeah,
Oh man, that's
yeah, I
very
believe he did. I believe she was. I think he killed both of them. He killed. She
yeah.
was shot 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I know she died on her way to the hospital. I thought he survived, but I guess he didn't. So
He did. I was under the impression
that's
that he passed away.
well, maybe from when I heard it, maybe he did pass away after that. But I heard he survived. She didn't. But
Okay.
like I said, that's probably maybe after I've heard it that he passed away, and that's very tragic. And but yeah, but that's the thing, man. It's just like when I used to go to the club. I remember my coworkers, we were having a party, and dudes just go up and grab one of my female coworkers. Dudes would just come in and grab her. They didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like you said, if they willing to do that, they want smoke,
Exactly.
and either they're gonna fight you, or in this case, they're gonna shoot you. They got
All
weapons,
right.
so you got to be really smart about what you're doing. You can't let
Exactly.
your emotions get the better of you, and and you gotta be, you know, you get first thing always you gotta calm your woman down. Sometimes, like you said, women get emotional, and in situations like that, they escalate more than what it can make it worse if they're not under control. You have to make sure they out of the vicinity, and then you handle
Mm-hmm.
it from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I said, you have to be careful because today everybody got. You have to assume everybody have a gun.
Mm-hmm.
There is no, nah, maybe no. They have one until otherwise.
That's right.
That's just the way it is right now because these people are out of control. They brave enough to, like I said, they brave enough to violate a woman, just grope her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you? That means he don't value his life, and he sure ain't gonna value you or the woman. Cause like I said,
Exactly.
that dude killed both of them.
Right.
He didn't give two fucks. So
Oh.
that's why I said you have to be as a man, you have to be cognizant, and even as a woman, you have to be cognizant of the fact that these people don't care. They don't value their lives, so they ain't gonna value you. If he's willing to do that, most guys are not gonna do that. Not because they don't want to, because they worry about the smoke that might come with it. I might get shot. I might get beat up. I might go to jail. But you got people who do not care. They don't care about the
Mm-hmm.
consequences. The sad thing is, some of these people might not even be drunk. Some of them not might be on drugs. They just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be the worst person to deal with is a person that just do not care about their life. They feel they have nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do anything.
It kind of reminds me of what we was talking about the guy that was institutionalized. He don't care about nothing either. You
Hmm.
know. You know. Now here's the. Okay, what's with the echo? Who's got the echo? Dane. All right. Anyway, what I was talking about is this. This is my problem. When you take situations where black women legitimately need to be protected, and then you put it with situations where you have some black women who are out there getting men in trouble on purpose. And then you say, okay, well, no black woman deserves protection, and all black women are putting their lives or their husbands at risk. And that's not true. And those two situations that I gave, those women were in the right. They needed protection because two men violated them. One man was screaming on one with a child in the car, I come out, I see some crazy dude banging on my car window, screaming at my woman with kids in the car. I'm handling that. I'm gonna handle that. You grope my wife, you feel her up, you violate her like that. I'm gonna deal with that too, but I'm gonna be smart about dealing with that. I'm not gonna run down on you all emotional, but I am running down on you. Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear
Right.
you.
Right. But I am going to run down on you because that you violated me. You disrespected me. You violated my wife. Right. So I am going to run down on you, but it's going to be a smart way I'm gonna do it. Now, there's been situations. I'm not going to act like I haven't seen it or haven't heard of it. Yeah, there's been some situations where some girls or some women have used men and had no regard for their life. I've seen a sister get a brother killed like that. Back in my hometown in Jersey City, got shot in the back of the head. Never saw her coming because she started a fight with somebody that she should have never started a fight with, and then went and got some people who killed his brother unjustly. Nothing was his fault. Now we do have some women out here like that, but but that's a small number compared to the women who actually legitimately need to be protected. That's what my problem is. They're trying to spread this across all black women and say because of these situations with some of these women who are purposely not regarding the life of a man, then all black women are doing it, or no black woman should be protected, or this should be a reason why we don't protect black women. And that's what I got an issue with.
Yeah, and I understand that, and that's tragic because it's like
Mm-hmm.
you're taking like the worst out of the people, and then you want to paint it on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I think also what happens is that there's some people who turn a blind eye to it and say that it doesn't happen at all, and that that is problematic too because now you're setting these people up for danger. The thing is, yes, are there women who do set dudes up to get killed? Yes, they do that. But don't let that. But you should know. But that what it means is that means you need to be cautious in what you're doing. If you're going to
Mm-hmm.
go do that, be cautious. Read the situation. It's just like if like one of my coworkers is arguing with an offender. I always go look at the situation first. I don't come up there, you know, just going after the offender. Separate them, talk to each one individually, and then go from there. But now, if I see my coworker getting beat up, I'm not going to ask questions. We're
Right.
not asking questions. It's I'm still going to look at the situation, but I'm going to get that offender off my coworker because
Right.
that's what I'm paid to do. It's just
Mm-hmm.
the same with in a situation with a woman getting beat up. If I've seen it straight up chick getting pounded in the ground, yes, I'm not going to ask questions. I'm going to go over there and handle that. But if I just
Uh-huh.
see them arguing, or if my wife came to me and said, "Yeah, this dude broke me," no, I'm going to be a little more cautious with that. I'm still going to handle it. I'm not going to be like, let's call the police. Unless
Mm-hmm.
she says call the police, then I mean that's a different story. But if
And you
not, I'm gonna go handle it.
now in some situations, right, dealing with an emotional woman, right, you got to know the woman you with too. You
Right.
got to know what type of woman she is too, right?
Yes.
See, my wife doesn't get into nothing that she has no business getting into. Okay, but you do have some women that will involve themselves into somebody else's situation and then get themselves in trouble. Like case in point, there was a situation in Virginia where um, a man was arguing with a dude about no, he was paying somebody's breakfast. This happened, and I think y'all might know about it the more I talk about it. This happened in a Waffle House, right? A man paid for somebody's breakfast. I think he may have paid for two people's breakfast, and a woman saw that and wanted him to pay for her breakfast, and he didn't, and she got mad because he didn't pay for her breakfast, and then went back and got her boyfriend. When her boyfriend showed up, he killed the guy. Do y'all know about that?
No, I haven't heard that one,
Yeah, it
but
happened a couple of years ago. Yeah, he was paying.
Yeah,
I
I heard
think he
about
paid. Yeah. He paid two people's breakfast and didn't. I think she was sitting next to somebody whose breakfast he paid for, and she wanted him to pay for her breakfast. And when he did not, she caught an attitude, got into it with him, and then went to the phone and called her boyfriend. And her boyfriend came up and killed that man. She was wrong, and her boyfriend was wrong. First of all, if my wife calls me and tells me, "Hey, honey, I'm gonna need you to come up here and deal with some guy because he paid somebody's breakfast and didn't pay for mine," I'm gonna tell her to get her ass home. I'm not coming nowhere. Get your behind home. The guy, the boyfriend, whatever he was weak. Now I believe he's in jail. Whatever. He should have never went to that restaurant in that capacity. If he was going to do that, he should have just went, grabbed his girl, and left. You don't go and because somebody is doing a good deed for someone, because he didn't do one for your girl, right? He's not obligated to do anything for your girl. If she catches an attitude because of that, so what? What he should have did was say to her, okay, well, he paid somebody's but didn't pay for yours. Pay for your own. You got money. Well, I want you to go say, I'm not saying nothing to that man. That man is paying people dinner or whatever. Maybe he knows them. Okay? You got money. Pay for your own breakfast. I gave you money. Matter of fact, that would have started out. I would have been like, why are you looking for another man to pay? You got a man. Didn't I give you money this morning? I would have had an issue with her. Am I coming through?
Uh-huh.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would have had an issue with, forget about him. I would have had an issue with her on the phone. We would have been like, what are you doing worrying about what some man is paying for? I gave you money. You have a man. You don't need to be out there asking for money from men or wasn't somebody else. Matter of fact, come on, I'm coming to pick you up. I would have had an issue with her and I would have dealt with her. A boyfriend, as far as I'm concerned, was weak and he was wrong for taking that man's life. He should have never showed up in that capacity with that attitude. He should have checked his woman because she was completely wrong. And now we have a man who was, being good to some people. He's gone because the guy was weak. Man, you should have paid for my. First of all, what you mean he should have paid for your woman's what? You her man. You pay for the shit. I don't want no man paying up for my wife. I will pay for stuff for my wife. I'm her husband. My wife would have called me and told me, honey, I'm at the Waffle House. This guy is paying for people's breakfast, but he didn't pay for mine. I'd be like, so what? Pay for your own. You got money. I give you money all the time. And why are you worried about what some other man is buying for someone? You have a man.
Yeah.
So I think that's, yeah. Okay, bro,
I would take that as a disrespect, man.
Exactly.
Like, what? Wait a minute. You expecting another man to pay for your shit? What are you saying about me?
That's what I'm saying. The boyfriend was weak.
Yeah.
Because I'd have stepped to my woman. I'm like, what do you mean some other man is paying for? What are you talking about? I would have been upset with her. Not coming up there to to shoot no man or whatever because he's paying for somebody's breakfast and ain't pay. He ain't supposed to be paying for yours. You got money. I keep money in your pocket. You know. So in that situation, I thought the boyfriend was weak, and he should have never came to that restaurant in that capacity. If anything, he should have came and picked his woman up and got home and had a conversation with her about that whole affair. Okay. So apparently he wasn't in his right state of mind, or he wasn't, fit to be, uh, as far as I'm concerned, a boyfriend, a husband, or anything. Freaking lunatic. You don't go and kill a man because he doesn't want to pay for your woman's breakfast.
Yeah, that's fucked up, and that
Yeah.
woman's fucked up too. And I mean, I hope did they both go to prison? 'Cause
I don't know if the girl went. I know I believe the boyfriend did. Yeah, and his dumb ass
what,
locked up. No, she didn't go to jail.
she didn't go to jail.
No, he did.
Well, I hope that community dealt with her. I
No,
hope they didn't.
now, no. Now
Okay, and
his dumb ass is locked up. You see, this is what I'm talking about, fellas. Don't be dumb. There are some women out there that will play you like that. You got to be smart enough not to get played like that. This doesn't mean all black women do it, but there are some women out there that will play you like that.
and the sad thing is, you know who will allow that woman to have another man? There's another dude right there waiting for her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is why some people get mad at the community, because there should be no reason why that woman should have been kicked out of the community. They should, every time they see her, she should have got like a scarlet letter on her head. No, don't mess with this. Don't mess with that female. Don't mess with her. She got her boy. She got this dude, this good dude who was doing the good thing, killed, and now her goofy ass boyfriend's locked up. Don't mess with her ever.
Yeah.
But that's not what
Fucking
happens.
dumbass.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But that's not what happens. There'll be another dude right behind him, and that's the thing. You can't go. You got like you said. You got to know your woman. If you know she's
Uh-huh.
if you know that she's, she causes problems. Yeah, you
Right, a
definitely got to be cautious
busybody.
about.
Yeah.
You definitely
Yeah.
you got to be cautious when you come up there. I mean,
Right.
you know that she's kind of smart at the mouth. Yeah, you definitely got to handle that in a different way. You got to be you got to talk to everybody
Right.
if
And
time
see,
allows. But if
right.
it's something that is not allowed, everything's with time. You can't handle everything the same way. If you got time
Mm-hmm.
to diffuse it, talk to everybody, but there's some situations that don't allow it. If it don't allow it, you handle it. I mean, you handle it the
But you
way.
see, the way I see it is this, right? Now, this may sound crazy, but I don't blame her. I blame him because he's the one who pulled the trigger and killed that man. She didn't. He should have understood this. First of all, we would have broke up over the phone. You calling me talking about you mad because some dude didn't pay for your breakfast? It's over right there because, like you said, I'm disrespected. You have a man. I keep money in your pocket. Why are you calling me talking about you mad because some dude paid for somebody else's breakfast and didn't pay for yours? He's not supposed to pay for yours. You got money. You pay for your own breakfast. Or if you need money, you come to me. You don't go to another man. See, I got all kinds of problems with that. He should have broke up with her right there on the phone. That's, you see, I blame him for being stupid. You realize that she on some shit like that? Oh, step on, leave her alone. I'm not gonna be on some. Not coming up there to shoot nobody because he didn't pay for your breakfast. You got me fucked up. As a matter of fact, it's over. You out of your damn mind. I'm gonna go find me a woman that's in her right mind. He should have broke up with her on the phone. No, he took his dumb ass up there, emotional, and killed that man. Who a lot of people loved. A lot of people loved that man. That man was good friends with people in that community. They knew the man. The people in that Waffle House knew that man. And they said that that was something that he did every other week. He'd come in, pay for people breakfast. Now you took that away from the community. She was being silly and you was being a dumbass. And I blame you because you pulled the trigger. She didn't pull that trigger. You came up there with the heat and you took that man away from the community. A good man. All because your woman was silly and selfish because she wanted him to pay for her breakfast and he didn't. You should have been insulted as a man and broke up with her immediately. So no, so no. And now she's out with some other brother, like you said. And this dumbass is in jail with no freedom. For pulling that is where he should be for pulling that trigger. You don't let no woman get you in that kind of trouble. This is why these guys don't like me, because you have to be responsible for your own actions and your own decisions. I'm not going to let a woman put me in a situation where I lose my freedom over some dumb shit like that. And then go around blaming black women. No, blame yourself. You the one who showed up and murdered that man. And as much as we want to say it's the woman's fault, she did not pull that trigger. He could have easily said, you know what, you tripping. I'm out of here. As a matter of fact, don't even come back. You don't live here no more.
Or if it's her house, it's like, look, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving right now.
Right.
Look, I'm packing my shit now.
Right.
You on
I'm
some
out.
bullshit right now.
On some bullshit.
I'm out.
Absolute bullshit. And then, like you said, then I'm disrespected. The hell are you calling me about some other dude paying? Yo, what? Really? I'd have been on the phone like, what are you talking about? What man? And why are you worried about some other? Oh man, it would have been a thing, bro. It would have been a thing. She'd have been crying on the other end of that phone. I guarantee you, because I'd have been gone.
Yeah.
Your meal ticket just left out the door, and all that money I gave you, use it wisely because you won't get another dime. Not gonna put myself in jeopardy and lose my freedom, behind some silliness. That's on him. I blame him. He's in jail because of his own stupidity. Can't blame the woman because you the one who pulled the trigger. Regardless of what we say, and we don't like what the woman did, but we can't blame her because she did not kill that man.
No. Yeah, you could blame her for her own part. But that's the way that you deal with it, is to leave her alone. You leave the chick alone. It's not, when guys talk about like the whole thing with the stepfather thing, and how they got ran through the ringer being a stepdad. But I always look at, some of these dudes don't come in there asking for commanding respect, being a leader. They come in there just happy to get that consistent sex, and then they end up playing a glorified babysitter. And then now when she do you wrong, no matter how long you be with her, and the kids are doing you wrong, and the kids see that too. It's not like we think kids are stupid, but the kids see the
Mm,
same thing. They see if you the woman you with don't give you respect, the kids are not gonna do it either.
that's right.
So you come in there, you just sitting there. These kids disrespecting you, she's disrespecting you, and now you all mad. You say, "Well, all women, oh, don't be a stepfather. The women treat you like garbage." No, that was you, bro. Because you
Mm,
came in there, you didn't come in there and want to be a stepfather. You didn't come in
right.
there and want to be a father. You came in there just getting some. You just happy to be there. You happy this girl
Mm,
is giving you consistent sex or a place to stay, and that's probably the same with that other guy. He was just
mm-hmm,
happy. He happy to get a chick.
mm-hmm,
Maybe he was staying in her house, and so
mm-hmm.
when she crying, he didn't want to lose his house. He didn't want to, or he just that kind of a weak person. She get emotional, he get emotional, so he gonna run out there with the gun. Yeah, but on his part, yeah, I don't blame her for that. I blame him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going up
Right.
there just because some dude didn't want to pay my girl breakfast. I ain't going up there. Yeah, she gone. I'm like, matter of
I'm
fact,
out.
even if it was her house, I'm gone. Then I'm gone within the hour. By the time we get off the
Exactly.
phone, I'm over at another chick's house or my
Exactly.
mom's
I'm
house,
out.
whatever house. I'm
Now,
away from you.
now people say, right? They blame me for saying black women can do no wrong, whatever. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I will say. Okay, it's the black woman's fault. You see, when a black woman or a woman lures a man into a trap where there's somebody waiting to kill him, then you'll hear me say, yeah, that's her fault. But when it's a woman acting silly, simply because somebody didn't do something for her, who's really not obligated to do anything for her, and then you come up there on some vigilante shit and take that person's life, I'm going to blame you, not her. I'm going to blame you. You had no right to go up there and take that man's life. You didn't do anything to your woman at all, except refuse to pay for her meal. And he doesn't have to do that. And he's not obligated to pay for anything for your woman. You had no business and no right going up there taking that man's life over some silly shit. Something you should have been offended by with her, not him. Your issue should have been with her. If that would have happened to me, my issue would have been with her. The hell with him. I'd have been on some, what the hell are you talking about? That's what my issue would have been. Not going to jail for the rest of my life because you mad that some man didn't pay for your meal? Something he's not even obligated to do? And you have a man who gives you money? No, I would have been insulted and disrespected, and I'd have been gone. I'd have been like, ask somebody else to go up there. I'm out.
Yeah, but
And when I would have hung that phone up, the relationship would have been over at the end of that phone call. Now his dumb ass sitting in jail. And he probably thinking about it. Like, man, I was dumb. Yeah, you were. Unfortunately, now you have to pay for that stupidity for the rest of your life. And she's free. She's free and probably with another man. And you done took a good man away from the community. And now you ain't got no freedom. Both of y'all gone. And
yeah,
so, we have to be careful how we label these things. And we don't say that our black women are putting our lives in danger. There's legitimate situations most of the time where black women need to be protected. But there are ugly situations like this that happen too. They do happen, and we can't be afraid to talk about those too. They do happen. But in this case, I blame the guy for killing that man because she was absolutely silly, and that should have been something that he should not have given into.
Yeah, and that's what I did kind of at first took an issue when you said that about the black women can do no wrong because black men can do no right. But
Right,
as I get it, I understand it now
right.
because at the end of the day, you know, yeah, woman can get emotional and she can ask you to do stuff. But if you don't take the time to know this woman, find out how she is, you, you, you're going to end up doing something you have no business being in. Yeah, some of these women do that. They will put you in situations that you have no business in, and she have no business in. But as the man, you got to make sure that if she is trying to do that to you, you got to get on her ass first before anything, and make sure that she ain't. And if she is on that bullshit, you got to be gone. You can't sit there because if that woman's willing to do that to you, send you up there on some errand mission, you think she won't turn against you and send somebody to your house to take you out?
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You can't be around certain women like that. But
Hmm.
again, don't paint all black women as the ones that's going to do that. Now that I totally agree with you on that.
Hmm.
Look, it does it happen. I always look at it this way: does it happen more than the people who are really pro black women say that they do? They do, yes. But do it happen as much as the ones that want to be anti-black women say they do? No. It but we have to be cognizant that both things are happening, but you can't paint a group of women over some isolated well isolated incidents where this woman's setting dudes up.
Right,
But you have to be cautious. Any situation you come into, when your woman's coming to you saying that something happened to you, you have to be cautious and you have to think before you act. You can't be emotional with it. You have to be logical.
that's
Okay, if this
right.
dude if this dude broke my woman, already I know he don't care about the consequences. So
Nope.
I gotta be ready to give the maximum consequence for this. Now, if it's just an
Hmm.
argument, okay, can I defuse it? But still be ready for the worst case scenario. That's
Hmm.
what it is. It's just hope for the best, but expect the worst. And especially in these
Uh-huh.
times, you definitely got to be like that.
All right, bro, speak. All right, with that being said, y'all, we getting ready to close out. We got Ladies Night coming up in a half an hour of his new time. So we want to get Dame time to get her faculty together. And we're going to have a part two to this. This is not over. We have much more to talk about because this is a serious topic and that they're trying to paint black women as women who are putting the lives of black men in danger. And though since sometimes that does happen, okay, but it doesn't happen to the degree of what they're talking about. So we'll have part two, and we'll have a much larger discussion about it because there's some more things that I want to bring into, but because of time, I can't. I'd like to thank Brother Speak for coming up the panel as always.
No
Um,
problem.
and Dame, get the music queued up. Dame, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. All right, y'all. We're gonna ride on now and get ready for Ladies' Night. That come on this new time tonight at six p.m. All right, thank everybody for coming out. Like I said, we're gonna have a part two to this, but it's not over. All right, this can be a really deep discussion, and I think it's one that we have to have as Black people. If we're going to get past our problems, we have to be able to have the tough conversations. We have to ask the tough questions. We have to deal with the tough decisions. That's the only way that we're going to heal and get things straightened out. We have to face what we're doing to each other. And it ain't going to be pretty sometimes. Some of us are going to be upset. We ain't going to like what we hear, but we need to hear it anyway because you can't heal if you don't understand what to heal from. All right. And with that being said, we're going to take it on out here. Dame, hit the music. Peace, power, and unity. Ladies' night coming up next at 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, Dame, get us out of here.
Peace, power, unity.
Peace, power, and unity.
Yeah, son. There's mad kids out there getting crazy for the non-fed, bro. Yeah, and I've been doing this for a long time. You know, shoot the game, going for mine. Alright. And this is the year when mad caps get peeled. So I'ma spark the slide, kick the reel. Bang them out. We don't all this chaos in the realms of the street. Your local street dog got to make ends meet, bro. The average Joe's far too slow for the ghetto pro. You better know, when I hit the streets, I like to glow, I like to glisten. And at the same time, stay low, listen, motherfucking thing. I'm pursuing the dope. My stilo is symbolic to a kilo. Cash is popping, cokies cooking, beans copping. Ain't that some shit? A player that used to live in riches, now a stick kid. Caught up in the ditch. In 94, Giuliani kicked down the door. In 95, niggas stay alive, peeling caps while I laugh. The stats flow in the half, Remy in the glass, walk the boom and I flash. They wanna confine me, sneak up from behind me, bust a cap in my back and put me where they can't find me. They hate to see a young player pay. I don't wanna see that. They rather see it spray. But I'm like Diddy, a Terminator, squeeze the lead off, using birds and nouns like rounds to blow your head off. Hitting up spots, heating up blocks, investing in stocks like Colombian blow crops. I'm out to get dreaming, ain't no doubt in my mind. Fuck this broke shit, I'm hit, I get down for mine. Place it back, yeah. Let's play a game of real nigga roulette. Listen, bring the melee. Content and punctuation is compared to AK. Pure, I'm fucking the right time again. Was a boost smoke with the captain back with my trunk. I'm sick. I've been smoking up with my popping nigga jump. I'm being red like clouds be sick. Come on, you nigga like I'm making dollars, but you can see. Packing heaters with joking, banging cheerleaders. Ain't nothing changed, still the same. The rap game, I know I'm banging out. Y'all done got who the start. The vintage water and heat up. I'm phenomenal. Ass done, fall, comical. Stick in the brains like particle. That's sweet. I'm bringing the drug juice with techniques and rolling in streets. Ain't nothing sweet about the streets, so I'm poetically ill. I'm pure like cook up and lyrics sound like fish scale. I got the nigga at your throat and you ain't showing no signs. Can't down, let him know I get down for mine. I get down for mine.